I conducted a survey among hundreds of designers at various levels to identify their main struggles. The results showed that each level has its own specific issues. For juniors, the main problem is estimating timelines and effort. I already knew this before the survey. I founded my design studio 5 years ago, and throughout this time, I've noticed the fear in new designers' eyes when asked when will it be ready and how many hours will it take. When we figured out how to solve this problem, it was a game changer. This issue often prevents designers from progressing to the next level and becoming mid-level designers. Let me quote our studio's guidelines that completely resolved this issue for our designers. There are two main reasons why estimating timelines and effort is challenging, and neither is about not knowing how to estimate. First, not fully understanding the project. A deeper issue here is the reluctance to ask questions for fear of seeming foolish or unprofessional. This is the real problem. Ask questions. Questions don't make you look dumb or incompetent. Quite the opposite. Whenever you get a new task, read it carefully, visualize the result, and wherever there is ambiguity or potential for misinterpretation, ask questions and clarify. Remember, any blind spot could end up being a part of the task that takes 3 times longer than the rest. Second, the task is too large to estimate. Almost all tasks are huge, and the human brain has a planning horizon. If it spans several weeks, any forecast becomes almost meaningless. However, we can predict short tasks of up to 4 hours with reasonable accuracy. Therefore, break any large task into as many smaller subtasks as possible. Got an order for a website? Break it down into blocks, estimate the complexity of each block, count how many icons need to be drawn, how many images to generate in Midjourney, how many animations to set up in Webflow. Estimate the smaller tasks, then add up the risks and combine them into a single figure. Of course, there's a basic skill of estimating your capabilities, and it needs practice. It's simple. Set a time tracker and see how long you spend on a task compared to how long you plan to spend. Then think about why and where you went wrong each time. The third key problem is a lack of focus, common among seniors. We'll save mid-level designers for last because that's the most interesting. I'm a senior level designer and a junior level entrepreneur. I see that these problems are very typical for me too, and in this, I'm no different from the general consensus. Honestly, I haven't completely conquered my lack of focus yet. Seniors are often approached for mentorship, project participation, or advice. It's all so interesting and tempting that I want to get involved in everything. Personally, I always have FOMO, fear of missing out. It's painful to turn down almost any offer. I've been stuck for months in projects that were totally inappropriate. What I'm trying to do now is address this issue before the offers come in by setting clear evaluation criteria. For me, getting money here and now isn't a priority because I have a steady income. However, growing that income and scaling the business is important. So my first practical, measurable criterion is, will this bring me one-time money or will it improve my long-term prospects? I try to turn down the former and focus only on the latter. This approach has started to yield results. I'm saying no to offers more often now, but I still feel weak in this area. When I finally conquer it, I'll let you know. The problem for mid-level designers is perfectionism and ignoring processes. I've combined these two because they stem from the same root. There's a tendency toward perfectionism which nags at them to break processes. But processes are everything. A proper design process ensures predictability and quality if the executor is good. Ignoring the process is a compromise designers make with themselves because they want to focus on something specific right now, ignoring the correct order of steps. The main work here is psychological. Learn to understand that perfectionism doesn't equal quality results. Perfectionism needs to be directed at the right time for specific tasks, but it shouldn't be an underlying principle or part of self-identity. I agree. These tips are a bit less concrete than those for juniors, but the challenges are different, so the solutions are too. Secondly, for juniors, it's easy to follow the plan because there's an authority telling them how to proceed and they trust it. Mid-level designers only believe in what they've verified themselves. So you need to test the power of planning and processes for yourself. Don't take the processes of the agency or product you work for on faith. Run everything through your own experience and take a day to rework the design processes. Chances are you'll end up with a similar process, but you'll have gone through the journey of understanding what follows what and why. This will help you trust processes more overall. None of this will work if the processes are set up incorrectly, and that's a separate skill. For detailed guidance on this, check out our video 9 Steps of a Perfect Design Workflow.